Typography. I want to make a few changes quickly here. I'll go to the wireframe view. I'll keep my image on the left. Take my heading again to the right, put it at the top, button at the bottom, button at the bottom here, let me do that, and then drag heading up again. Good. Deactivate wireframe view. Typography. Everything that has a global function within Divi is done within an area called Variable Manager. Go to the sidebar on the left, third from the top, Variable Manager. Open it. Colors, fonts, images, links, numbers, text. In due course, we will go through all of them. There are some mighty impressive features here that are overwhelming. As simple as that. In Module 1, even in Module 2, we'll do it the standard way, the way that you will feel comfortable with, but at the same time, we're going to sneak in a little few things here and there to set you up for that big mightiness that we will achieve later in the modules. Variables. They could have just called it global settings. Everything that you do here can be applied on a global level. Let's start with fonts, as this is the easiest, and when you open it, there are two options, your heading font and your body font. From the drop-down next to heading, you can bring in your own fonts by uploading custom fonts or use the Google fonts. We're going to use Google, and we're going to use one called Marcellus. I'll search Marcellus and then select Marcellus. Once I select Marcellus, note what happens to my heading. This one we have here in the right column. Select Marcellus. Nothing happens. Okay, let's go to body. This is currently an Open Sans. And let's put that on Enter. And select Enter. Nothing happens. Remember I talked about that save button that you're going to see many places and you're going to miss it all the time. This one becomes nagging at times because you miss it a lot. Trust me, I miss it all the time. The more you use Divi though, the more you will know that you have to look out for the save option all the time. Select Save Variables, and then it will say, are you sure? Apply changes? Yes, I'm sure. And it will say Save Variables, and you can click and it doesn't feel like it's doing anything. There's no indication whether you saved it or not. It just keeps asking me, should I save it? But we know we've saved it. Yet, my heading and my body has not updated. This is a strange one, and with all of my tests in Divi5, your first instance where you switch the heading and the body, it will not update. For some reason, it doesn't, but it is there. So let's save our page to make sure we've locked it in, and you refresh the page. Now you see when we come in, the heading is different and we have the Enter font. Go to our variable managers on the left, open fonts, and let's play around. Let's go to heading and change another one. Abel, or Abaya Libre. And now, as I switch around with these guys, you can see on the page that it's also updating. It's only that first time when you make this change that it doesn't update on the page. Strange, right? But once you've done it after that, it updates all the time for both the heading and the body. Let's go back to Marcellus, and that will be our heading font for this entire build out in Module 1, and our body is Enter. Not inner, but Enter. If you need more fonts, if that is in the extreme case where you need more fonts than that, you can add another one and you give it a name. I've never used more than 2 fonts. In most cases, I only use 1 font. I prefer that. But usually where we work with something that has a serif font, this kind of font like this Marcellus, we will complement it or contrast it with a sans serif font like this one, Enter, a font pairing. Now I've made those changes and I'm not sure, should I save it? And if you're not sure, you go ahead and save it and apply the changes and you go to the top or Control S, Command S. Whenever I bring in any container containing text, if it's a heading, it's going to be Marcellus. If it contains paragraph text, it's going to be Enter. That will be the same like for this button that we have here. I hover over the paragraph, I bring in another heading, call it heading, drops onto the page, and it has the Marcellus font. We bring in a module called a blurb. A blurb is like an icon box in Divi. Select blurb. You can see we have a title here, Marcellus, and then we have paragraph here, which is Inter. By setting your fonts here at the global level, there is no to little need for you to go and change it in the design. Select any of the headings, go to Design, Heading Text, Heading Font is set to default, and this default is the one under Variables. Always remember, variables just mean global styling, so we're talking about global fonts. This is the way we work. We don't change it here. Get to this way of setting your font heading and your font body within the variables and leave the heading font here completely alone. With our fonts out of the way, next we're going to talk about colors.